If I told you a year ago that Zion Williamson was not going to be talked about enough, you would tell me I'm stupid, but for some reason, here we are. Hey yo, what's good with y'all? My name is Will and welcome back to Will So Trill Hoops. Today I wanted to talk about the remarkable season that Zion Williamson is having, even though he's not really being talked about right now. If you could drop a like though, it would be very appreciated. I'm trying to reach a wider audience and each like goes a long way for the algorithm. And if you like basketball, this is the channel for you. Feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a banger video, but let's get into it. Like I said to begin the video, it's surprising that with Zion playing at this level, the media is not going crazy about it. They were going crazy about him before, but that seems to have died down, and it's even deeper than just the media because here on YouTube, I'm seeing less videos about Zion. I don't really hear anybody talking about him, but with the way he's playing right now, I would fully expect that hype to be the same, but that's how it is. So since I believe that people aren't giving him the respect that I feel like he deserves right now, I'm making this video to highlight what he's been doing. First of all, I want y'all to take a look at the dude numbers. 24.4 points per game, shooting 60.7% from the field. But to go along with that, he's also averaging around 7 rebounds, 3 assists, plus a steal and a block a game. He is doing this at 20 years old. If his rookie season wasn't impressive enough, he's doing even better this year. And his rookie point per game average of 22.5 was the highest for any rookie since Blake Griffin, who averaged that same amount back in 2011. So when we look at the stats, this season Zion Williamson is killing it. He has got to end up an all-star even without team success. I don't care. And this is the second returns of all-star voting, and as you can see, he is number 6 in the West for front court, which is where he should be at. But again, the numbers that he's putting up are simply unreal. It's not easy to put up 24 points in this league, and the fact that he's barely taken any 3-point shots at all to get those 24 points per game, and he's doing it shooting just over 60% from the field, that is remarkable. But let's talk about how he's actually doing it. Now, I think you all know the way that Zion is scoring his points, of course, layups and dunks. 72% of his field goal attempts are within 3 feet of the basket. Some people might view this in a negative way, but it actually displays pure dominance if you watch this man play. Of course, a lot of his baskets are assisted, coming off backdoor cuts, lobs, fast break opportunities, but Zion has been showing off his ability to get his own shot. And probably the most underrated part of his game is his first step. You have to think about this. When he's got the ball in his hands looking to create for himself, his defenders do not respect his jump shot at all. They know he can't shoot, and they know he won't shoot. But he still finds a way to blow past his defenders and get to the rim. Do y'all know how hard it is to blow by a defender who is already expecting a drive and isn't respecting the shot? Yet Zion is quick enough to beat that defender on a drive, and they already knew that the drive was coming. Then when he's at the rim, you've got that combination of athleticism and strength that is unmatched. His physical ability is unreal. He's that big and strong, yet he still has that leaping ability and quickness in the first place to get by a defender. And the way he controls his body in the air to finish. He's one of the best finishers in the league. His touch around the rim is something that is also not talked about enough. Everybody talks about how he's a beast in the paint. I would say that he's got a better touch around the rim than Giannis does. Now I will say that in the playoffs, it's gonna be a different animal for Zion. He's gonna come face to face with the wall at some point like Giannis has. Teams are gonna neglect him from the outside and they're gonna build a wall to keep that man out the paint. You might be able to blow by one defender, but when another one is cutting you off well before you get to your spot, you're on locks. Which brings me to this. Zion needs a mid-range game. At the very minimum, he needs a mid-range game. Because like we've seen with Giannis, dominance in the paint is only going to take you so far when zone defense exists. If you're one-dimensional on that side of the ball, you're so much easier to stop. And Giannis is a more well-rounded player than Zion with his playmaking ability. I know Zion, even without a mid-range game, can be dominant against certain teams that don't have the personnel to build a wall against him in the playoffs. Like how in Giannis's case, he couldn't be stopped by Detroit, Boston, or Orlando, but Toronto and Miami had those defenders who were capable of building that wall and not folding. It's gonna be the same for Zion. He's obviously a generational talent. He's dominating grown men in the paint, even some of the best. He was giving PJ Tucker the business, and PJ Tucker is one strong dude. Also, he's been giving Rudy Gobert the business. That's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. But in order to take his game to the next level and truly be unstoppable, he needs a mid-range shot, because then it becomes so much easier for him to succeed. Teams are actually gonna have to give him respect outside of 5 feet, which opens up so many more options for him offensively. He gets a lot of comparisons to Charles Barkley, but what sets Chuck apart from him is that mid-range game. He had it. For Zion, he needs to work to develop this part of his game. When somebody's sagging off of him and there's another defender prepared to step up on a drive, he'll be able to read that and he'll pull up a midi. Again, it gives him way more options. He can get the ball at 15 feet, hit his defender with a jab step to make him respect the drive, then bang the mid-range shot. He's done this before, he's just not consistent with it. He is already one of the most dominant forces inside that is in the NBA right now. The problem is, that's just all he has. If he can develop a mid-range game, which is something that he should be working on, he will be a future MVP candidate and one of the best players of this generation. But that's all for today, man. I hope you all enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about Zion down below in the comments, and remember that a like would be very appreciated. Also, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss a banger upload. Speaking of banger uploads, here are 2 that I made that you can check out. So if you're interested, go ahead and click one of those. But I'm out of here, and remember, keep on hooping.